So check this out. It's kind of early in the morning, and I'm trying to apply for a job, exposing myself on the internet. But anyway, owner operation Chantilly, Virginia. That's where I live. $4,000 to $7,000 per month, $100 per day guarantee. Apply with Indeed. So I'm going to apply for a job. It looks a bit too good to be true. $4,000 to $7,000 per month. So let's apply with Indeed. All right, you ready for this? Here, go. Now, additional verification required. Sure, why not? Verify you are a human. I am a human, I guess.
Scams are becoming common every day, and I want to show you some common ones that somebody just sent me. I'm going to show you some things to spot and also just what to look out for. So for starters, this is a really common template that the scam uses. In fact, this person sent me 2 different ones from 2 different companies. I'm going to show you that. But the email looks genuine enough. It's from a real person if you were to look up that real person at the company, though nobody really introduces themselves as Sherm CP. But here's the huge one that jumped out to me. Look at the email address right here. ModeSense.co. If you go to the company website, they are ModeSense.com. If you click the Contact Us link on the website, you'll see it goes to somebody at ModeSense.com. There are a lot of things scammers can recreate, but one of the things they really can't recreate is the exact email address of the company. This is starting point 1 if you're unsure about something. Here's a second email, new company, same exact template to the same person. 2 big red flags on this one. One is a Skype interview. Absolutely not. There is no legitimate company doing Skype interviews, or if there is, let me know, but most legitimate companies are not doing Skype interviews in 2023. But again, the email address. Both of these companies use info, which the HR person at this company would not have an info as their email address. But beyond that, Massman Construction's website is massman.net, and their email addresses are their name at massman.net, which can easily confirm by going to their website and looking at a contact page. Look, these are going to keep happening, and there really isn't a way to stop them that I know of. But these are the main things to look out for. Always go to the email address. Always go to the company website and verify they match up. Avoid Skype and WhatsApp interviews. People are not using those in legitimate countries within the United States in almost every instance. Notice if they all seem to be using the same template with grammar mistakes or anything else. And if you're really still not sure, reach out to this actual person at the company on LinkedIn and see if they say anything. They might really appreciate being told that their name is being used for a scam, if nothing else. And don't be ashamed to ask someone for help like this person did with me if you're not sure. That's okay too.
Additional verification required. Let's do that once again.
Let's do some skincare while I tell you how I got convinced to work for a pyramid scheme and move from Michigan to Nashville. I had just graduated from Michigan State University with a degree in marketing. The marketing job market just sucks. It's hard to get a job. I was applying everywhere. I really wanted to move to Nashville, so this little marketing firm had reached out to me and they were like, we like your resume, and I applied. And while I was actually in Vegas for my graduation trip, I got a call from them and they offered me the job. Now, this all sounded great. They were very convincing on the phone. I even had my older sister listen on the phone when they were explaining my offer because I didn't want to get scammed. Even she thought it was legit. Like, that's how convincing these people were. So I all excited. I just graduated. I'm like, this is so sweet. I'm gonna move to Nashville and live out my dreams and work for this marketing agency. It's on an apartment, $2,000 a month, need I remind you. So I moved to Nashville, I'm all settled in my apartment, and it's my first day of work. So I go into the office, and it was already pretty sketchy. It was like not a finished office, a bunch of construction going on. So at first I was like, this is weird. This just graduated little girl looking for a corporate job. I was like, oh, this is normal. This is just probably how it's supposed to be. So I get there, and they start teaching these principles of marketing and selling, and it was kind of like a basic, I guess, introductory day. So I was like, okay, like, this is fine. I come back the next day, and this is where it gets crazy. Put us into groups with people that had already worked there, and they're like, okay, you're gonna go to your stations now. I was like, stations? The head lady goes, yeah, one of you's at Staples, one of you's at Kroger, Publix. I'm like, What do you mean? So I get in my group, and need I remind you, nobody had a car. So I'm the one who had to drive this group to the so-called grocery store, which, keep in mind, I don't know why we're going to a grocery store for a marketing job. Get to the grocery store, and the girl leading me takes out a foldable table, sets the table up. We're standing outside the table all day, asking people for donations. At a grocery store. Like, literally donations to like this wildlife fucking save the planet. I don't even know what we were asking people for. And it's July in Nashville, so I'm sweating and I'm like, I got scammed. So my day was supposed to end at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. I called my dad. I'm like crying. I'm like, Dad, I can't work here. I can't do this every day. He's all pissed off. Keep in mind, because I just moved to a new city, knowing nobody, spending all this money on rent that I thought I would have from this new job, and now I'm screwed. I told the people, I go, I'm so sorry, I have to go. I left. I went back to the office to the main girl. I said, may I please have my paperwork back? And later that evening, I decided to reach out to her and send her an email, and I was like, this is nothing like you are offering these poor post-grad students coming out of college, looking for a marketing job, eager to start in this field, and they're just screwing them over. And I'm just like here to warn you, if you ever feel sketchy about a job, think it's a pyramid scam, MLM, it probably is, just make sure you do your research. Before I even started this whole thing, in my head it was a little too good to be true. But I just went along with it. And the best part of that entire story is the one day I went into the office, I got a $60 parking ticket.
Oh, okay. Let's do that once again.
I got scammed on LinkedIn, and I'm going to let you know how to avoid that and a lot of other stories about being scammed on LinkedIn, because I'm not the only one. LinkedIn is supposed to be this great place to find all these jobs, but believe it or not, many of the companies are fake. They're not real, or they steal another company's identity to scam people. One of the positions I was applying for was an event coordinator. I applied to a few of these positions, and all of them kind of turned out to be scams. So how did I know it was a scam? When I asked for pay, they couldn't give me an exact number because they said you go through training programs. And you can be like, okay, training programs, whatever. But they said, you can either go through this one part of the training program in 3 days or 3 months, and then you step up to this next level, and then by a year you have your own store. Makes no sense, right? Exactly. And then when I said, okay, like what would I be doing for events, they told me I'd stand outside of Starbucks and ask for money. No. Someone else I know was sent a $3,000 check from the company they were supposed to be working for, and it was a fake check to scam them. Another girl who I went to college with, she was even sent to go to this random place in New York after talking with the company to shadow, and it wasn't even real. It was fake and pretty scary. You have to drive all the way there and it could be fake. So I'm not sure exactly what these scams are for, if they're for money, social security information, possibly even trafficking if they're sending you to some place, like an empty warehouse. That's pretty scary. So please look out on LinkedIn and make sure you contact multiple people in the company to find out it's legit.
Let's do that once again.
I don't know if this LinkedIn job interview is a scam and I need your help, please. It's supposed to be in a couple hours and I'm just having so many debates in my head right now. I don't know what to do. I applied through LinkedIn, allegedly a social media job. It seemed legit, everything that I was looking for, remote, working with a social media platform. And yeah, a day goes by, the manager reaches out through LinkedIn by message saying, hey, if you want to have an interview, read this job description again, make sure you're okay with everything. Sent me a link to a Candidly page and said, schedule your interview. But if you do not show up, you don't get another one. I had a dream last night that I clicked on the link and they literally stole all my money. I don't know what to do. Somebody help me. I don't know if I'm just being too cautious or not being cautious enough. I don't know.
Let's do that once again.
I mean no harm when I say this, but I gotta say it. Like, in 2026, how are some people still falling for them scam jobs? Like, I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, I know the job economy is hard right now. And when I say falling for them scam jobs, I'm not talking about the ones that's like look like a real job. I'm talking about the ones when they ask you to be like the outdoor salespeople. And they asking you to go knock on door to door, or they asking you to do something strange. Like, I just don't understand. Like, these scams have been around. The new age one's cool. I get it. I understand, because y'all gonna try to fight me in the comments, and I ain't here to fight today. But them old school scams that's been around since I first started working, the fact that they still out here scamming people is just absurd to me. Like, I really don't understand. Like, I got scammed by one. I did back in the day. I definitely took one of them little outdoor sales scam jobs, and I learned my lesson. That's why I'm like, I don't understand how we still get scammed out here. Like, it's...
Who do I call? Alright, I guess that's the job search for the day. Bye bye.